Now let's look specifically at how we can take the key phrases that we have learned through our keyword research and implement them through the content on our page. So when we go to our Explore California page, we're going to look specifically at the backpacking page. The current page title is Our Tour Packages. And just looking at the content, a better title would be Backpack in California. But I want to go back and double check the research that we've done to make sure that I'm on the right track. So when I go back and look at the research, what I'm doing is I'm comparing the two terms hiking and backpacking. I want to see if there's really that much difference between hiking and backpacking, and am I on the right track using backpacking? And what I see is that the hiking keywords by far are being searched on much more than backpacking keywords. In fact, there is a dramatic difference between the amount of people searching for hiking than backpacking. I can also see that hiking with the ing is the way that most people are searching rather than just the hike with an H-I-K-E. The same with backpack, the singular version. Backpack is towards the bottom. Backpacking tends to get more searches. So taking that information, I go back to my page, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this page from the focus on backpacking to focus more on hiking, because that seems to be more relevant in getting the most amount of searchers to my page, and that's my target audience. So I'm going to rename the page title to Hiking California's Big Sur. The H1 is currently Backpack Cal. I don't want to abbreviate California because there are a lot of search phrases that have the full California name. And so I'm going to turn that H1, my primary page headline, into Hike California's Big Sur. As you can see, I'm using two different versions of the word hiking. I'm using hiking in the title and hike in the H1. It's up to you how you want to do that, or if you want to maintain a similar version. I find that I like to change it up so that my page title and my H1 are slightly different, but using similar keywords. The H2, which is the name of the package, currently Big Sur Retreat, I'm going to turn that into Big Sur Hiking Retreat. I want to be specific, and I can use the hiking keyword without sounding redundant, because that's the package that we're offering. Now I can also add some structures where structures don't exist. On the page, I have nearly 3 paragraphs that I know people are not going to read. If I can break up those paragraphs into more scannable chunks and then put a title on each of those paragraphs, typically with an H2 or an H3 tag, something smaller, but with an H2, I can start the first paragraph with the heading California's Big Sur, because that's what the first paragraph is about. It's specifically about that region and why it's so special. And so I can put a title or a headline specifically for that paragraph. The second paragraph is all about the hiking guides. And so here's a way that I can just headline that paragraph with hiking guides. And as you can see, by headlining each paragraph, it gives me the ability to break up my keywords so that I'm not being redundant by using the same formula throughout the entire page. The link for hiking trail information is already there. It uses those 3 words, and it's a great way to link to other content within your own website so that people know exactly what they're going to see when they click on that link. And instead of tour highlights, I'm going to be more specific because, again, this is the Big Sur Hiking Retreat. Let's call it that, use highlights as part of that, and then review the bullet points to make sure that the bullet points are using the correct terms and that I'm explaining both the content and sprinkling in the keywords necessary to communicate but not be overly redundant. Now, something else I want to look at are the monthly specials on the left-hand side of the page. Because, well, monthly specials, it's good, but it doesn't properly explain because any website can have the phrase monthly specials. Let's make it exclusive and specific to our company. And so we change that to Explore California specials. We can work in our brand name that also explains what kind of specials they are. Right now, the way the page is arranged is that the link is the price. And so the price of $250 is the link to the package. I want to change that. I want to make the day spa package the link to find out more about that. Because what's happening is I'm linking the specific information that people are interested in, what they may be searching for. So rather than using the price as the link, I want to use the words as the link, because those are the words that people will be looking for. And so I just go down and change the price as the link to the special as the link. And that will enable me to build quality links within my content and also be more clear when directing people from one page to the next as they go through the website. This is where you develop your own plan for each page of the website. Look at the page title, look at your headlines, and look at large chunks of content. If you have more than a few paragraphs on your page, you've got to break them up and make them scannable. Condense your paragraphs into a specific content piece, create a title, and review the content on your page and look for opportunities to very competently work in your key phrases without just rubber stamping the same phrase throughout the page. Make sure it sounds natural, but also leads people through the information that they need and presents the information in a logical context.